North case, so it's a little different being in the another universe, I guess. But it's cool to be back. Well, remembering past week I was in the place of Takashi. He is one caster, and XX. He was a pro player, and now he's a casting member, and he lost his voice, and I was there to just, yay, I'm here, yeah. But was in the Brazilian way, so I can speak Portuguese, and it's fine. But now I'm here in the South League. I have the knowledge, but also talking English. I'm trying to do my best here.
You are amazing. You're doing amazing.
Okay.
But
thanks for
help. Of course, no problem.
So cute.
I think a weak ban here, in my opinion, right? Harith, they can't choose Harith.
Yeah. Okay, remember this is a normal thing, right? Sometimes we don't think. And I'm truly serious about this because sometimes we see all these things happens a lot, and we see this. We don't try to talk about it because just have the feeling about being so boring to say like, oh, so you lost a ban again. It's okay.
This is the first time I feel like they've done this here in the South right now.
Oh, so good. They're learning.
Yes.
So they're learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out a way to turn this that the Harith ban somehow
don't
works
have it.
it's a mind thing.
Don't try it.
Got Marcel ban, Ivy ban, Guinevere ban.
I have the experience to say, don't try it. Just let it go.
Yeah, they're unfortunate. Maybe a little bit of experience showing more for Entity7. They're able to get that win and they're able to take that initial loss and bounce back. Here, Octa Gaming, maybe there's some frustration showing out from them when it comes to some of these picks, when it comes to some of their drafts. And that's where Entity7 kind of has them, where they're able to kind of recoup. They, like I talked about before, you just wipe off that dust and you try again. Here, gonna go ahead and see where that priority lies for Octa Gaming. For most, I believe it's gone to the mid lane. The mid lane priority for a lot of these picks. We're gonna see where Octa Gaming goes. I believe Zushin is not available for either of these sides. We still do have Sora out there. Oh, but we're gonna go ahead and land on the carry for Octa Gaming.
The carry
normal
for the end. If she gets to that late game, she will shred. So let's see what the lineup that Entity7 has to deal with that.
No, the Octa Gaming just threw a card and say, be careful with your tanks, be careful what you pick for, because carry is a strong laner against them. And about Octa again, they trying to scale the game, trying to search for this late game. It's good, but if the Entity7 have a knowledge about this, just trying to beat the early game aggressor again, it's the okay, Hilda, as I was thinking.
Hilda Kimmy, and I believe the Fredrin is still an option for the side of Octa Gaming to pick up here. A lot of these early game Hildas have kind of been very surprising for me because I feel like, especially with Suyu taking off the board there, a Fredrin pickup, and or a Leomord, who's still very strong as well, can really kind of make a Hilda kind of like rethink that early game harassment that you really want to do.
Well, that's Glue here being chosen, maybe targeting Hilda to kind of keep her away. Oh, there's Sora gets picked up here with the CC. Oh, I don't know, this one's going to be a match for sure.
They have the Valentina? No? Picking ban?
Valentina's still an option, I believe, for both teams.
And then,
but remember, who wants to? Who needs to? I can't think. Oh no. Valentina is not an option now for Entity7 because they already have the Sora, and I don't think they about the XP lane. So they will not put the Valentina in XP lane because we don't have more transformations like Lucas in the Octa game or things like that. So it's a free pass to Entity7 to have the ban just because of this, because it's a counter, and they are also having other thinkings about other heroes to make the composition fluid.
Yeah, they do go ahead and ban out the Valentina just so that they don't see it's against their Sora. And we still have, I want to say we have been very light today when it comes to some of the Yu Zhong pickups that, from what I've seen, while Yu Zhong doesn't really match against the Sora, and in like being able to battle her or battle him in the lane, it does help to provide some type of fear to the enemy team, the same that Sora does. You can get to that back line without much being able to stop you, and then you can just touch down, petrify, and just exude a huge amount of damage onto the enemy team. Where if you can kind of match that, at the very least against a Sora, if you can't match him in lane, you can at least match what he brings to the team fold.
I think the Sora have more time control against the backline enemy than Yu Zhong, because Yu Zhong have the sustained momentum. He has the strongest about this, but he need to stack, and sometimes we have a lot of pressure in this meta, also in control and also in the mobility. So for him, it's difficult to just do everything. And Sora, it's easy because he have little CCs just for his ultimate. He wants just to take some time and easy ways to. Okay, forget what I say. I'm going to the
and then TN
human
here with
research.
the
So right,
from
I'm going to
anywhere in the map. So he's like, I'm gonna pick Yu Zhong right now, just to prove you wrong.
I was not saying that not we will have a Yu Zhong, but I was always saying that the improvements and the quality about Sora is better than a Yu Zhong. But okay. I will not cry, okay? I will not cry. A lot, just a little. Why does it do this?
A very interesting composition coming out of here from Entity7. I feel like from Octa Gaming, finally, we've kind of settled on to going back to believing in the meta here. Nolan is, for me, Nolan has always been a 50-50 shot. I feel like he's an assassin. He needs things to go very well for him in the early game for him to kind of continually put on pressure. I feel like right now it's very easy to upset that momentum that Nolan needs to constantly be successful, constantly get the rotation, constantly getting kills and fed, and eventually he's going to get caught by something, and it's going to lead to a rough engagement for his team. Here, we're going to see what Octa Gaming has in store, especially against this composition.
About compositions, I like to see how Entity7 makes something grateful for on early game, just because Vagin has this Hilda, just because Hannabush have the mobility, but remembering about the snowball section. Thanatos is a good fighter. He had a lot of quality about sustain, and in his side he had Saber and Lucy, who also have a sustain, so we have a lot of regeneration right now. And we have some burst coming from the Entity7. How about the transformation in Assassin about Akashi, Hannabush with the combo, and Shim sometimes about the middle to the late game scale. So let's see.
Yeah, when it comes to answers and back and forth, I'm a little scared for the side of Entity7. What do we do against Glue? I feel like every single person on the side of Entity7, there's nobody that really has an answer except for hope Vaguin takes the ultimate and can run away from your team. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to be one of these just offensive things that you just don't have an answer for, unless at some point during mid game, Shin just completely outscales Saber and is just shredding on a lot of these hits. It's gonna be very rough to see how that goes down. But both teams here tied at 1-1 apiece, looking to potentially get themselves ahead in this best of 5.
Okay. I'm a little bit nervous about this BO5 right now because, as you all know, it's a seed 1 and a free vacation to the team just doing your things, okay, playing the other games or continue training, seeing how the tournament's going on. So have a good moment.
Yeah, I feel like the best of 5 can be going in anyone's favor. The fact that the games are, there's more games to go along, and the global bans make it way harder for them to. They have to be more strategic with their picks, right? They got to make sure that they strategize and find the right. They have to be better at different heroes. There's a lot that goes into it. Also, Entity7 is doing amazing right now, but at the same time, do they have that big hero pool to be able to come back later on?
I mean, you're matching hero pools against hero pools. I feel like it's a very interesting question, seeing as Octa Gaming kind of had 4 off picks. So I don't know if they don't have to be as worried about a hero pool moving into some of these later games. Here we see a pretty standard meta draft. There was no surprises, nothing that we really had to think on and be like, I'm not sure if that's gonna work well. In fact, I kind of like their draft here, maybe a little bit more than I do like Entity7's, because I feel like there's more consistency on the side of Octa Gaming, so it's going to be very interesting. It'll be interesting. Like I said, this is what it's all about. I love watching these games 5s, these game 4s when it comes out. We're at game 3. Like I said, I feel like game 3, we have a pretty standard amount. You're still inside the meta. There's not really much there's not much desperation in the air for it. Then when you get to that game 4, that game 5, hopefully when we get to that game 6 further down the line in the playoffs as well.
Do you think that they'll have an answer for the Sora? Is that what you're saying? Like, I know you were saying Yuzong kind of do something to kind of get to the back line because he can use his dragon and kind of go, but what else is there to stop Sora?
Sora is at this very unique point where I personally, my style is like, I'm not trying to stop Sora. I'm just trying to do the same thing that Sora does, which is she's going to be a threat to my backline. I'm going to be a threat to her backline with Yuzong. And try to create that same type of urgency. So you basically negated that to the point that you're putting the trust on your teammates. Like, hey, I'm doing the same thing she is. You guys need to get away. I'll try to get their team members. They're gonna try to get our team members. So you've kind of negated that option. It's like getting a kill and then dying. It doesn't put you ahead, but it doesn't put you behind necessarily. So, but that's just the unique place that Sora is in right now. And that's why I say like Yuzong for me is probably one of those options, not because it matches her, not because it does anything better, but just because it kind of provides the same type of offensive ability. For me personally, I don't know, Henrique, do you see it differently when it comes to dealing with the Sora?
For me, I know about the Yuzong have more aggressive momentums in the game, especially in the early game. Sora, he's capable of doing the early game good, and if he wants to be aggressive, he have the flexibility to change to an assassin or just to scale to the middle late game during this fighter mode and just applying the CC. So he is good at this, but if you're trying to scale with the Yuzong, you can't have the same flexibility as the Sora does, because in the late game you know, and almost a lot of soldiers don't have the force to maintain a team fight. He just suffers a lot. He just not will be more aggressive. He can be more sustained because they will buy some some Katakura, half-life, the name about the item, about the regeneration, who cuts in the
Life
health.
steal?
Yeah, no, the other way, not the life steal, the
Anti-heal?
negative. Yeah, anti-heal. So anti-heal is just the official counter about Yu Zhong again. So about it, he just turns the dragon to a lizard in this game. And Sora continues to be the force because of all this control, and that's good.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Yuzong has a huge falling off point. Even alone by himself has a huge falling off point. But then when you're comparing it to a Sora, I feel like you're just trying to get to a point where Sora, the team is so behind that Sora just can't take advantage of it. But ladies and gentlemen, finally, we are getting into the third game of Entity 7 taking on Octa Gaming. Both of these teams looking to get themselves a leg up, sitting at 1-1 apiece. Oh, already Vaguewin goes down, and that's going to be a kill for Octa Gaming. Shin going to have to use that flicker. Doom in trouble, but finds a kill onto Thanatos TZ.
That's also 1 minute game. Can we please just spare the fights to the turtle? I can't even take it anymore. It's just, again, it's the second game. NC7 just turned aggressive. But it's cool because Octa Gaming just picked up some kill. But kills are in the Doom. Oh, poor V2. Because Doom is already a strong early gaming marksman. And one item just changed a lot of things. And then we see Shin with the 2 assistants is good for him, but Sagan with 1 kill is different too. Let's see. Oh, it's good. Oh my God, Shin. Oh no.
They tried to engage. They actually might be in trouble. Saber finds a kill onto Shin. Vaguewin might be down for the count as well. Saber gets turned around 3-on-1 on the back end. Segan was trying to throw down that suppressive fire, but it wasn't enough. 2-4 for Entity 7 right now, as it does open up the game for Entity 7 to scoop themselves up a Lord, and a little bit of a late dragon coming out from the side of Octa.
So funny seeing Shin just do the fly against the wall, then he drops also in the Saber controlling, and then he just have not flash and just accept it because we don't need to do nothing. That's cool. But Octa Gaming tries to do more, and also Entity 7 have 2 kills, and ooh, this is really happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is just this. We were talking about what do you need to do to be successful on an assassin pickup, and that's control the early game. Get those kills onto your assassin too. Iodine Bush sitting at 2 kills already at the 3-minute mark. They're sitting at 2 and 5 right now. The rotations are on fire for Entity 7.
Yeah, Saber.
Oh, Saber actually uses that split to be able to kind of get on top of the head. Vaguewin in trouble. Segan is right there to blow him up. 3-5 right now. Octa Gaming trying to hang on with the oppressive early game of Entity 7.
They are responding, and that's good. They will not change the fact they are lost in the score, but they also have something to being aggressive to now. Iodine Bush from Big 2. Oh my.
Yeah, V2 in a little bit of trouble here. Takes an entire fracture, but still survives. So it doesn't look like Entity 7 had enough. And that was a very interesting gank too. Just for the fact that they didn't have any minions. So maybe you do get the kill onto V2, but you wouldn't have been able to really push onto the tower. And that, I feel like sometimes that is something that a lot of teams kind of overlook. Like they kind of get a little bit kill hungry and don't really figure out how this can lead to an objective. A little bit of a flicker comes out there from Segan to dodge the ultimate coming out from Shin. Now it's going to go ahead and push the rest of Octa Gaming away while Entity 7 try to focus up on this turtle. Saber looking for an angle, going to try to protect his mid laner. Segan goes down, now trying to make a big break of it. A lot of damage going on to Vaguewin. That's going to be 1 for 1 for to 6 right now. Hyde on Bush, finds himself a turtle, and immediately finds a kill onto Lucy. The rest of Octa Gaming looking for an escape. Out comes the stun, but it's not enough. Akashi finds himself a kill as well. 5-9 in favor of Entity7.
The truly funny here is by Octa Gaming just having the skills, but having the skills in the... Oh, hold on.
Oh,
That's right?
God.
That's right?
Oh my God, it was like a cartoon. Sega just got smashed into the ground like a nail.
And the funny fact is Vagin is dying for his team, and this is also good. Okay, Shin is also dying, but it's best. The better way is to have the skills to the enemy team is more by the roaming and the tank lines. In the other side, Entity7 have a lot of kills, and again, okay, he survived. And it's split because we see Sagan land 2 times, Saber 3, and we have Lucy 2 and Thanatos 3. So this is the difference about this, and Entity7 has a more controlling here. Is that right?
What great control from Akashi to go ahead and spin Thanatos TZ around. Now you have Shen on the back end too. Thanatos TZ might have overstepped. Out comes the Black Dragon, looking to provide some type of support for his teammate. Finds the kill onto Shen. Big Fury of the Phoenix comes out with the stun. Lucy gonna be able to get away scot-free with a kill in his pocket.
I don't know if I think maybe Shin is sad, but also he's dying, but having your assistance is good, so him making part of his team anyway. I don't know. Always him needs to falling down. I don't know why is this feeling right now, but Vagin is also here. Saber looking this brush. Pick it up, hide on bush. We'll try to ult. Okay. He tried. He tried. I know.
That's the unfortunate. Oh, Saber takes a lot of damage. Actually, gonna get hit with that ultimate. Is it going to be enough? Saber uses the split to get away at the bottom. Thanatos TZ uses that Phantom Steed to actuate a fight here. Entity7 all over the purple buff, while V2 looking for an escape. Bagwin comes in running. V2 takes a heap of damage, now surrounded by Akashi. Uses that flicker, but it is not enough. 12 kills for Entity7. Bagwin scoops himself up another kill onto V2, while Entity7 scooped themselves up a lord, or a turtle.
Yes, a turtle. And against an early and fast beginning to Entity7. Now Octa is fighting too, having your kills also in the Lucy hands and Sagan, but it's not like a good thing. I don't feeling this is good for them, like the 6 kills. Also, the Entity7 have more potential here.
Yeah,
okay.
Fury of the Phoenix comes out, lands onto Entity7, but I feel like that was mostly used defensively to try to create that distance. Ooh, look at the damage coming out. Doom is absolutely throwing boulders at Octa Gaming, and down goes Thanatos TZ. Rest of reinforcements come in for Octa Gaming as Entity7 looking to try to push onto this mid tower. They are fighting back. They do not want to give up this mid tower, and Octa Gaming very successfully able to find the defense for it.
Doom is the strongest laner about critical items. Wait, Huddle Bush. He will survive.
Bush a little bit of trouble there. Absolutely got zeroed in on by the Black Dragon. Lucy! Woo! I thought he was going to be able to get away there, but Akashi said not today. In comes the Phantom Steed. Akashi in trouble, trying to use those wins to get himself to safety. V2 able to find a kill on to Akashi. Saber is down as well. 2 down for the side of Octa Gaming. 2 down for Entity. Thanatos TZ finds a kill onto Vaguewin. 4 down for Octa Gaming. Fury of the Phoenix is out, and down goes Shen.
Doom is already strong because he has claws and the Berserker's Fury. As I say, the critical hit chance about him, the critical build is so strong because he have already on base damage good because of this first kill. So also he can dominate this ball, I guess. Dominate his ball.
Yeah,
it's
ball.
okay. Okay. Because I still don't need to sound strange. Okay, because I don't want to call it strange. Meter's good. Bowling.
And now we do have a Phantom Steed. It looks like Shin able to scoop up the Lord from both junglers on the back end. It does look like Thanatos TZ trying to put the damage onto Akashi, who gets immortal. Oh no, doesn't have the immortality. So that's going to be a kill for the side of Octa Gaming. They are able to scoop up the Lord, but the fight actually continues. Saber goes down, caught deep on the side of Entity7 without the rest of his team.
Fight who just getting more better to Octa, but the Lord goes to Entity7, and now we have that problem whose the towers do not, all the towers are falling down. Maybe, V2, too strong, too front line.
Fury of the Phoenix just backs off the rest of the team, so they don't really want to go ahead and press onto the mid tower. They've got enough. They're looking to try to get that pressure into mid, and Octa Gaming, once again, going to try to put as much pressure they can to try to defend this mid tower, though it's going to go down there. We do have the Phantom Steed coming out, but Doom, it just deletes 2 members down for Octa Gaming. Doom having a heck of a game on this Bruno, same as he did last week. I believe he was able to get an MVP against Alpha 7, and here showcasing exactly why once again.
It's the last base tower from Octa Gaming. Good for this first Lord. They do the 100% base key for the 8 minutes Lord. And now we're searching for this T3, all the remembering base turret, and also he's the passive about shields. The name of the explosion you guys have about the base turret. The golden.
Oh, I forgot what it's called when the base explodes on you, because I'm not gonna lie, I get caught by that every time when I'm trying to push onto the high ground towers. I'm like, all right, boys, let's go ahead and knock this up. It explodes, all the minions are gone. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that. Never mind, let me go ahead. It's just one of those things that every single time I'm gonna get caught by it. I think we just saw a 2,000 gold lead by the jungler on Entity7. That is enormous.
5.5, good. It's a good start for a third game, I guess.
Wow.
Good start. It's all right.
Entity7 is showing their dominance for sure. They're like, you know what? We got this in the bag. They're just tunneling down and just showing what they're about, putting on that pressure. They've always been aggressive since the start. I don't know.
I feel like that first game had to just been a wake-up call. Like these last two, like this is exactly, if they would have been like this in the first game, they would have won that game. Because here, from the opening seconds, we don't even have time to do the intros before they're already fighting down at the bottom lane, finding kills and like the opening seconds of it. So, and I feel like they really shine in this overwhelming early game that they're able to put onto enemies. And Octa Gaming have yet to be able to find like any momentum on their side for both of this game and from the last one.
Yes, it's like Akashi and Hide on, what's his name? The jungle. Hide on Bush. They have been a dominating factor in this one for sure. They started off strong, like each of them 5 kills, 0 deaths until the 8-minute mark, right? So I feel like them as a duo, them just working well. They work really well together for that fact. So
say the difference between the kills of Octa and Entity7 is Octa trying to pick something I can do, and the difference between, like, we see Akashi and Bush with 5-0 kills, so it's totally different, so it's totally better this way. So now back to the game. Let's go to the second Lord. 40 seconds.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at a win condition for Octa Gaming, but I feel like you've got some good scaling on the side of Entity7. Yeah, and then you've got V2, but you've already got Doom that you're competing with. You know what I mean? You've got the late game there. Shin's going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Hide on Bush isn't at a point where he needs to stray away from fights either. So V2 has to be very, very careful before. Oh, we're already at that. It already has that that has the 3 items that they need, but they still are lacking that the Malefic gun to give them the range that they want. Because right now, V2 has to get just a little close to some of these fights to really be a factor. Speaking of which, Vaguin taking a heap of damage from this entire team. Is it going to be enough? Out comes the Fury of the Phoenix. Segan able to find himself a kill. Rest of the team looking for a fight as the Black Dragon is out. Saber in a little bit of trouble. Has to get away from inside that bush. Turning around. Rest of the team has been engaged. Shin in trouble. Has to find himself a disengage. But Thanatos TZ comes in with the kill. A double kill for Thanatos TZ as Doom turns it around in reply. Able to find a kill of his own. But Octa Gaming with 3 unanswered kills finally on the board.
Saber plays so well. He just used the ultimate to Vagin, then he executes him, and then we all know the ultimate of Blue, when he picks up a kill, resets, and then he pick it up the Hide on Bush, who's also is just dancing in front of him. Oh, wait, V2!
Yeah, V2 has come online. The rest of his team being able to try. Oh my God, as I say that, Segan is down. Segan actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. Doom laying on those rockets that he is kicking at them, and they have to back off. 15 to 22, a Lord in the pocket of Octa Gaming, now going to be crashing in up at the top. Maybe this is what Octa Gaming need to get that breathing room to be able to even the playing field on the map.
We are back into the first game. Maybe, because Octa Gaming now has the one Lord, and remembering, 1 Lord difference makes a lot of difference to Octa Gaming just win the match. And then we have 3.4.0 in gold difference. Let's see what this Lord can do.
A great zoning ability used there by Lucy to get to the back line. Didn't even land, just wanted to push them back. Now we have the Fury of the Phoenix goes out. Another charge into the high ground tower of Entity7. Are they going to be able to get to, oh, they actually lost. And this is something when you have the advantage, it's so important not to lose your head over it, because if you had lined up minions, I believe they tried to, but Hide on Bush understands this game to such a level that he knew, I need to push mid lane. While the entirety of Octa Gaming is up at top, I need to push mid lane, I need to push bottom lane. Now we have another engagement here at the tower. Shen in trouble, finds the kill onto Lucy on the back end here. Bagwin trying his best to tank all the damage coming out from Octa Gaming. Thanatos TZ in trouble. Shen from the side finds himself a kill. Seguin gets pulled back as Hide on Bush scoops up a kill. We could be looking at a full team wipe. V2 all the way on the opposite side of the map. It doesn't look like Vaguin is going to let him get away. We could be looking at a clean game 3 for the side of Entity7 as they take their second victory.
My God. Also Octa, okay? Also close.
Wow, Entity7. They are a force to be working with. Entity7 taking full objectives going into the late game. They finally got 1 Lord, but didn't make do with it because of the fact that Hide on Bush was able to clear the lane and keep map control. That was amazing. The Entity7 are just spot on. They know what to do in the time, those dire moments.
I think wave control is not so difficult, but I know Octa Gaming was suffering a lot, but they don't need to be 5 players with the Lord to just win against a second tower in the game, okay? Not judging, but also judging, okay? I don't want to say this is a normal day in Brazilian way, okay? But I have some issues. I know this is not, we're not perfect. The players have more, get a little bit nervous, and I can say what is nervous because I'm doing this right now. But I felt I needed to see more about them. They obviously just do best than this. So it's a sad moment, but also Entity7 win, and they are good.
Yeah, you could take a look here at some of the stats here as well. A 6-3 and 12 for Akashi, really kind of proving himself in that XP lane. 7-2 and 5 for Hide on Bush.
That's good.
3, 5, and 14 for Vagwin. I feel like that duo right there really kind of enforced that early game, while Shin was able to come in and really provide that suppressive fire. But the man of the hour here for the side of Entity7, it has to be Doom. 6-0 and 10. Took him a little bit to kind of get to that point where he was just dishing out these huge amount of damage, but definitely allowed by the rest of Entity7, who had such a huge early game that even when Octa 7 was able to kind of turn it around, you were still dealing with Doom, who was just throwing boulders at you.
That's our highlights. And what we see about the private saying, the beginning of the game, is just how in 1 minute game they're just fighting again and losing, and I'm not really happy with this again.
Just the fact that Doom did not die at all as a marksman the whole time, that is amazing to see. Just he lasted that entire time, not dying, and then was able to come back, get those kills, and get those assists on the team and do wonders. And actually, like you said, that he would totally be MVP in my opinion too.
I feel like that speaks not only on Doom's ability, but the pressure that Entity7 was able to exert with Hide on Bush and Vagwin constantly rotating, Shin joining them sometimes as well. If you're constantly answering attacks that are happening to you, you're not going to have time for a lot of ganks to even be able to get the Doom. And that's what this composition allowed them to do. Such ferocity in the early game, so many kills that Entity7 was able to get, and that wasn't even really all on the bottom lane. Doom was just kind of left alone to get that farm up while his team was dominating here, and did such a great job being able to be that caretaker in the late game.
Yeah, that
And
focus.
I'll say about the lizard, right?
The what? The lizard?
Remembering
What?
The greatest dragon in the early game came to a lizard. In the
I'm
middle
like a lizard.
Okay.
He's a lizard now. Okay. I'm like, there's a lizard in this game?
Because what we can say about this game is just like this. They don't need to improve the early game against the Entity7. They just like switch some kills, but the kills of the Entity7 goes to good hands, to marksman, to obviously Doom here is the good player, but not in the Octa gaming.
Yes, and that one player, or that rose above the rest,